Mean Girls surprised me, considering I was very skeptical. The original movie is an absolute classic that still holds up today. That movie is timeless. This movie is not a remake. Instead, this is a film adaptation of the Broadway musical of the same name. So the best way to approach this movie is not by making a direct comparison, but by viewing it as a different experience and more of a companion piece next to the original. One thing they absolutely had to get right was the casting, and personally, I think they absolutely nailed it. One reason the first movie was so strong was because of the cast. The movie features great performances all around, a different perspective on characters we all know and love. But just like a Broadway musical, there needs to be a showstopper. I'm talking a grandiose, show-stealing performance. That comes in the form of Reneé Rapp, who delivers in the role of Regina George. This was by far the most difficult role to cast and pull off convincingly. Rachel McAdams' take on the character is so iconic. It basically lives in a realm of its own. So trying to replicate what she did with that character was impossible. But take a bow, Reneé. You deserve all the applause you are about to receive. Regina is the big bad, the villain, the main antagonist. I've always said, if the villain is great, then the rest of the movie can just follow. That's basically Christopher Nolan's blueprint. He always believes that if the villain is the strongest character in the movie, everything else just follows. You're supposed to hate Regina, and that's by design, and Reneé does a great job. This is definitely the role that will turn her into a household name. Angourie Rice is just as brilliant as Katie. She's an actress we all know very well, and she does well in this role, pioneered by Lindsay Lohan. Seeing her go through that transition of being homeschooled in Kenya and rising to the top of the plastics is brilliant, but I personally feel it's not as well done as it was done in the original, but it's still not bad. The supporting cast also deliver, especially Jaquel and Auliʻi as Damien and Janice. You might know Auliʻi from Moana. She is absolutely incredible as Janice, and Jaquel definitely brings the comedy as Damien. I think I might actually like this iteration of Damien better than I do Damien in the original, but that's just me. A few of the old heads also make a return. Tina Fey, you have Jon Hamm in here, and Tim Meadows as the principal. Not as good as the first movie, but it's good to see him back in this role. Why did I ever doubt Tina Fey's ability to deliver an impressive screenplay that pays respect to the original but manages to carve out its own lane and present itself as something different and new? The musical aspect of the movie just gives the movie a different vibe completely, and I absolutely love that. Not all the musical numbers hit. I feel like Angourie's vocal performance is not as strong as Reneé's and Auliʻi's. The original was a straightforward teen comedy, so adding the music element gives this film a different dynamic. It enhances the experience in a completely new and unique way. The first section of the movie feels very similar to the 2004 movie, but it really kicks into gear near the middle and all the way towards the end. You'll be laughing, cheering, and possibly crying if you are a big softie. I'm not gonna lie, there's some of the jokes that I shouldn't have been laughing as hard as I did at the jokes, but it's good to watch these type of movies where you can just go in and just have a good time. So the rest of the people in the theater, I think some of them were looking at me because I was just laughing out loud. It's a gigantic emotional roller coaster. I can't believe I said that. I just added that for a little bit of dramatic effect. Just like a musical, it starts off slow and then quickly starts to gain momentum as we head in towards the finale. The movie utilizes this to great effect, where the original actually started to slow down a bit towards the end as the story began to fizzle out. This one, I actually think, ends strong with all the musical numbers. There is this specific scene that we all know where the burn book gets exposed at school and then they get all the girls together. In this one, the musical number that Janice does, I absolutely love that sequence. Look guys, I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything, but I really enjoyed this movie. I really had a good time. And sometimes that's the most important thing, guys. We just want to be entertained. Look, this is not the original movie. So you ask yourself, should I go see this? And personally, I would say yes. It's actually a shame that the movie came out in January, but hopefully it gains momentum throughout the year as more people start talking about it. Make no mistake, this is not the original movie, but instead a transplant into the body of the original. Okay, that's a bad example. It's an extension piece that shows love to the original film. I'm not huge on musicals, but because I love the original film so much, it felt very familiar and different at the same time. I really had a good time, and I can guarantee that you will as well. It's a fantastic addition to the Mean Girls phenomenon. I can easily recommend it. It looks like Pink and Plastic is here to stay. Look, I'm not saying this will have the same levels of success as Barbie, but it's proof that people are ready for a different cinematic experience. Mean Girls is a teen comedy musical that's a good time at the cinema. That's basically, it is what it is, guys, and I can easily recommend this one, guys. If there's nothing you have to watch in January, this is the one movie that you can go to the cinema and just have a good time. Being Mean has never looked this good. This will become a fan favorite. I can almost guarantee it. After watching this movie, it actually makes me want to see the Broadway musical and how that stacks up in the grand scheme of things. Like I said, it's for a new generation and actually a great surprise for those who are fans of the original. That's it for me, guys. I had a fugly time at the cinema watching this one. I can easily recommend it if you guys want to watch something in dumpster month. This is the one to watch. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Let's definitely have a strong 2024. And that's it for me, guys. I will definitely catch you on the next one. That's so fetch. I just had to add that at the end. Maybe it will work, but I don't think so.